Welcome to Everyday Gist TV, your home for stories that don't just entertain but leave you thinking long after the video ends. If you love real-life gist filled with emotions, lessons, and deep reflections, you're in the right place. Kindly subscribe, like this video, share it with your people, and turn on your notification bell so you never miss out. Today's gist is not just another story. It is emotional, layered, and painfully relatable. It speaks about love, timing, choices, and the kind of regrets that arrive when it's almost too late. Sit back, listen carefully, and let's get into it. Life rarely warns us before it teaches us its hardest lessons. Sometimes, those lessons come gently, whispering truth into our hearts. Other times, they arrive with force, shaking our emotions and leaving behind memories we cannot erase. This is one of those stories. It revolves around three individuals whose lives became intertwined through love, ambition, and choices that changed everything. Their names are Maurice Sam, Pal, and Sonia. Three people, three different personalities, and one complicated emotional triangle that mirrors what many people experience in real life but never talk about openly. Maurice Sam is a name that carries weight in the entertainment industry. Charismatic, talented, and effortlessly confident, he is the kind of man who draws attention without trying. Fans admire him, colleagues respect him, and opportunities seem to follow him wherever he goes. From the outside, his life looked enviable. Fame, success, recognition, and a growing fan base. But as many people eventually learn, a life that looks perfect on the surface can still be empty underneath. Success does not automatically bring fulfillment, and admiration does not always translate to emotional peace. For a long time, many believed that Maurice had found excitement and passion in Pal. Pal was bold, outspoken, and full of fire. She was not the type of woman who blended into the background. She stood out. She spoke her mind without apology and carried herself with confidence that demanded attention. Pal's energy was loud, vibrant, and intense. Being with her felt like standing in the middle of a storm, thrilling but exhausting. Life around her moved fast. Every moment felt dramatic, emotional, and unpredictable. To outsiders, Maurice and Pal looked like a power couple. The successful actor and the glamorous woman with a strong personality. Their public appearances sparked conversations. Social media posts fueled speculation. Blogs dissected every move. Fans argued, took sides, and formed opinions without knowing what truly happened behind closed doors. What many did not realize was that while Pal enjoyed the spotlight that came with Maurice, she was more in love with the image of him than the man himself. She loved the fame, the attention, the status. Maurice, however, was still human beneath the celebrity image. He had insecurities, moments of silence, emotional needs, and a desire for peace that could not be met by constant noise. As time went on, cracks began to appear. What once felt exciting slowly turned overwhelming. Arguments became more frequent. Conversations turned into power struggles. Simple discussions escalated into emotional battles. Maurice started feeling drained, unheard, and invisible in his own relationship. The same intensity that once attracted him now suffocated him. And in the middle of this emotional chaos, a name he thought he had left behind began resurfacing in his thoughts. Sonia. Sonia was nothing like Pal. She was calm, gentle, and emotionally grounded. Where Pal was loud, Sonia was quiet. Where Pal thrived on attention, Sonia found comfort in simplicity. Sonia was the kind of woman whose presence brought peace rather than pressure. She was there before the fame fully blossomed. She believed in Maurice when believing in him did not come with benefits or recognition. She supported him quietly, prayed for him sincerely, and loved him without conditions or cameras watching. But at some point in his journey, Maurice walked away from that kind of love. At the time, he did not fully understand why. Maybe he was chasing excitement. Maybe he was intoxicated by attention and applause. Maybe he confused drama for passion and noise for love. Whatever the reason, he made a choice, and that choice left scars. When Maurice moved on, Sonia did not react the way many expected. She did not fight publicly. She did not post emotional rants or throw subtle shades online. She did not try to compete or seek validation. Instead, she stepped back with dignity. She focused on her career, her growth, and her inner healing. While people whispered and speculated, Sonia remained silent. And sometimes, silence speaks louder than any explanation ever could. As Maurice continued his relationship with Pal, the emptiness inside him grew louder. The laughter felt forced. The connection felt shallow. He began to realize that Pal was more interested in being admired than in truly understanding him. She saw the star, not the soul. And that realization was painful. One evening, after a heated argument that ended with Pal storming out in anger, Maurice found himself alone in his apartment. The silence felt heavy, almost unbearable. As he sat there lost in thought, his phone buzzed. A memory notification appeared. It was an old photo, him and Sonia years ago. No makeup, no cameras, no luxury. Just two people laughing over something ordinary, something simple, something real. That moment broke him. For the first time in a long while, Maurice allowed himself to face the truth he had been avoiding. He had traded peace for excitement. He had chosen glitter over gold. And now, he was paying the emotional price. Weeks later, fate brought Sonia back into his life in the most unexpected way. At an industry event filled with familiar faces and polite conversations, Maurice saw her across the room. She looked different, not because of physical changes alone, but because of the peace she carried. She moved with grace. She spoke with confidence. She laughed freely. She did not look wounded. She looked healed. Maurice felt a knot tighten in his chest as he approached her. When she turned and greeted him calmly, without bitterness, without warmth, it unsettled him more than anger ever could. They exchanged a few polite words. Nothing emotional. Nothing deep. But that brief interaction stayed with Maurice long after the event ended. That night, he made a decision. He could no longer live in denial. Maurice sat Pal down and told her the truth. It was not easy. There were raised voices, accusations, and disbelief. Pal reacted with anger and dismissed Sonia as the past, insisting she was the present and future. But Maurice stood firm. For the first time, he chose honesty over comfort. Walking away from Pal was not dramatic. There were no grand announcements or public scandals. It was heavy. It was quiet. And it was final. When Maurice eventually reached out to Sonia again, he did not come with excuses or promises. He came with humility. He admitted his mistakes. He acknowledged the pain he caused. He took responsibility for his choices. Sonia listened patiently. And when she finally spoke, her words carried weight. She made it clear that forgiveness does not automatically restore trust. That love is not sustained by apologies alone, but by consistency, respect, and accountability. She explained that whatever they once shared had been broken, and rebuilding it would take time, real time, not rushed emotions or temporary effort. Maurice accepted her truth. He realized that love is not about dramatic gestures or public declarations. It is about showing up every day, even when it is uncomfortable. It is about choosing peace over ego and growth over pride. This story does not end with instant reconciliation or perfect closure. It ends with awareness, with lessons, with the understanding that choices have consequences, and some wounds require patience to heal. The story of Maurice Sam, Pal, and Sonia reflects the reality many people face. The temptation of excitement. The undervaluing of stability. The painful realization that genuine love is often quiet, patient, and easy to overlook until it is gone. The lesson is simple but powerful. Do not take for granted the people who love you sincerely. Excitement fades. Glamour fades. Applause fades. But the love that stands by you quietly, that supports you without conditions, that prays for you even when you walk away, that kind of love is rare. And now, the question remains. Can broken trust truly be rebuilt? Can consistency heal old wounds? And if you were in Sonia's position, would you open your heart again, or protect the peace you worked so hard to find? Drop your honest thoughts in the comment section. Let's talk respectfully. Let's share perspectives. And before you leave, don't forget to subscribe to Everyday Gist TV, like this video, share it with your friends, and turn on your notification bell. More deep stories are coming, and you won't want to miss them.